Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I don't know what this is all about. Energized, energetic, fist pumping, Tuesday. Welcome to the channel. This video is going to be focused on being alliance free and what you should focus on when it comes to structure. Is there preparation? Do you need to save up glory before? Lots of different things to bear in mind when going alliance free. At the point of recording this video, I am in an alliance. But as I said, this is important to show the process and why it is important to have an idea of the future and planning and structuring your alliance-free time when you indeed go, look, this is the time for me to go, I need to focus on myself or other things. And making a decision to go alliance-free is based on many different things. Burnout could be one of them. Spending time to just allocate more endgame content grinding could be a big thing as well. And maybe things that you're like, right, well, I'd like to have these champions available for certain things is up there. Like say you want to use Aegon and a whole host of champions to take on Abyss of Legends, Labyrinth of Legends, Act 6, those crucial bits of gameplay that may require certain champions that are locked in for Alliance Wars and Alliance Quest grinding, because let's face it, the strongest champions are used in AQ, AW and the endgame content. And now comes the first bit of advice from me, is when you're planning your alliance free time, make sure that you do it 2 months in advance. And that is so crucial based on glory availability. Now you might totally disagree with this, but if you're not spending your glory whilst you're in the alliance, or you're being quite thrifty with your alliance spend, then you can allocate this based on the refresh time. So at the moment, as you can see, I'm in an alliance, but obviously those reset times of getting the 10 of 10 as opposed to the 8 of 10 as it is now will be more beneficial for me to grab it when it's 10 of 10, because as you know, the more things you purchase is the more it's going to cost down the line. So it would make more sense to have more glory whilst you're alliance free, but still the glory store is resetting, that you are grabbing the best deals possible. So that's the crucial thing. If you're spending a month off from alliance-based participation, then at least you can say, right, well, after every cycle, you're still able to grab yourself the most kind of like cheapest stuff. And that obviously is going to be beneficial to top that up. And yes, you might not be spending too much on health potions, but when it comes to things like this, the rank up resources could be the most important things for you to grab. And especially if you find yourself close to like a rank up gem, or not a rank up gem, but a rank up resource like the tier 2 alpha, tier 1 alpha, tier 5 basic, etc. Then at least you're using that value of that stored up glory, which, as I said, is going to be handy for you if you think about it being saved up over a 2-month period. Because let's face it, you'll probably do an Alliance Wars season, you'll probably do a lot of AQ at a higher end, and therefore you're spending the stuff like health potions and revives. And if you're not, happy days, that's great. But at the same time, you've got to consider your rank up resources and glory spend. And to a lesser degree, the loyalty store. Now the loyalty store is another place, and as well you could say, well, battle chips, but I think that battle chips and spending arena crystals will largely come reinvestment from a point of like personal grind that you're not spending on alliance based tickets. And the same thing can be said here in the loyalty store, but it is very rare to find something that's going to be available for your grind, like the health and attack bonus boosts. So those are going to be helpful, like the ones here, they're going to be helpful, say, for like further grinding endgame content. So obviously restructuring your purchase could be quite applicable to what you see here. So you're saving your unit spend to then prioritize your loyalty spend, which obviously again comes into that 2-month period of building it up. From participating in Alliance War seasons and Alliance Wars and things like that, you can reprioritize for the spend, so it helps you out that endgame grind as well. Now you've probably said to yourself like, well, I'm alliance free now, what do I do? Obviously, if you've got no endgame content to do, I would largely look to other things like, obviously, well, we've got like good news that Kabam are working on what's going to be for the future of the game. So that's something that, you know, you'll probably have new content coming on soon, like Variant 5 or stuff like that. I would largely set up challenges, like personal challenges. If you've got no endgame content, focus on things like incursions and try to test out teams, rank up certain champions that are a bit obscure to take on things like incursions, because down the line incursions is getting a buff. But let's face it, not everybody is going to have every single bit of content 100%ed. There'll be those kind of going like, I want to get a lot of this end game content done, so where do I start? Ultimately, this boils down to targets and structure based on what is a potential option. Now, I would say that the best starting point would be to check out lanes on things like Act 6, and in particular starting off with the easier stuff of Act 6.2 and especially 6.2.1, 6.2.3 and 6.2. Well, sort of 4 and 5, but I would largely say hold off for a lot of Act 6 until Kabam make a further announcement about this kind of stuff. However though, from a champion's perspective and availability on grind, and as well about units. Now, if you're doing free to play and we're thinking about doing the likes of Abyss of Legends, which I'm soon to do, save up about 5,000 units, and as well key champions will be applicable for this. Yes, you can use champions that are not your Aegons, ramp up champions, you know, heavy hitters, those kind of things in Abyss of Legends. I've seen a Thor OG do Abyss of Legends. So it is possible, it's just a little bit of a time grind, and that's the key thing. Now you can go back and do Labyrinth Legends, and that's another thing as well if you're looking to do, say, I wouldn't know if it's overly easier than Abyss of Legends, but there are some aspects of some fights that are like, well, it's doable. I went back and did Path 7 the other day, and I must say that it will probably cost to do 100%. Would it be more valuable for me to do Abyss of Legends? Possibly, but I just kind of like feel that I'm more familiarized with Labyrinth of Legends than I am with Abyss of Legends. But, you know, you do you at the end of the day of what you'd like to grind. And as well with the variants, that could be another thing to say, like, look, you know, you may have a champion like Red Guardian, and that would be great to do the likes of for variant 1, which is something I still need to do, but it's something right at the very back, because the value of what you get back from it isn't really enticing me. I could actually at this moment wait for Cavalier difficulty and get a lot of the stuff that I get from it. But it's all about setting the targets. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to do more incursions? And as well, do you want to do more arena for something coming up? Like, do you want to save up for the Black Friday deals? Do you want to set yourself up for the July 4th deals? What do you really want to achieve in game? Yeah, I think it really boils down to time efficiency and what is easier to grind. For me, it took roughly about 1 hour to do Labyrinth of Legends 1 path run, which obviously if I compare that with what Abyss of Legends would do, it would be more extensive on my time grind. And obviously a lot of this time is like, if I have an hour free, which is very rare, I would then go, right, well, what can I get out of an hour's grind? Like, does an hour of arena get me very, very much or very, very little? Does 1 path clear in Labyrinth of Legends, is it again efficient on time? So that's another thing as well. How much extra time will you have? Will you need to grind more arena to gather more resources to then do things like Labyrinth, Abyss of Legends, or even Act 6? But the good news is they will have availability. Where champions will be restricted to a lot of Alliance Wars and Alliance Quest, now they will have this ability to go elsewhere. And that's the greatest thing about this, is going, right, well, I have these champions. All of them have different types of workings that they can take on different types of nodes, doubling up of nodes and various things as well. Availability is going to be crucial, and as well making sure you use more of the time, but at the same time balancing out a little bit of arena here. Structure your day. Say like, one day I'll do arena, one day I'll do incursions, the next day I'll do some questing. It means that you're creating variety in what you're grinding. It's definitely something that I've put in place more when it comes to Twitch streaming, where like one day I'll do arena because look, at the end of the day I need units. I'm not really in the place where I want to extensively spend, so therefore I want to grind out the units myself, and that would be a case of, you know, 2 days a week I'll do arena, one day I'll do incursions, and it seems to be every week I've done a bit of incursions, which was nice to balance it up. Next day maybe you do a little bit of you know, uncollected, maybe I do master mode, maybe I do a little bit of Act 6 here or there, but I've been kind of like easing myself off Act 6, and I think that's based on like what this announcement will be from the changes. By the way, it will be today, I think it's 23rd of June when we'll find out more info, so probably later on today. So, you know, fingers crossed that we get a lot of answers about this kind of restructuring and content grinding, because obviously this plays a part. Yeah, being Alliance free can have a lot of benefits for you when it comes to just kind of chilling out for a little while, getting yourself just re-familiarized with a lot of different content, and basically not doing the same thing over and over again, like the same path that on like AQ, AW, and kind of like taking yourself away from that stuff, and maybe some of the interactions not being as fun as maybe you'd like. And especially with Alliance Wars, Season 19, obviously looking to the future, maybe that kind of time over the summer that you go, look, I maybe do want to do some more endgame content and maybe just take a step back from alliances. Those are crucial things that you would need to assess whether or not you feel of a worth to go alliance free, and especially obviously with the future of the game, the roadmap and Kabam's plans, where it factors into time and preparation for those things. Either way, alliance free, what are your thoughts on this? And as well, hopefully this guide helped as well to those that are maybe considering it as an option. And I would say that it's cool to do it at least, you know, twice a year as well, maybe even 3 times. It just depends on obviously creating that quality of life for you and also your enjoyment of the game. So yeah, thanks very much for watching this video. Check out some guides and recent content up here, and I'll see you all very soon, probably in a live stream tonight. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye for now.